Keiran's quick tips for Baselight. Planning your grade is probably one of the most important things you can do when prepping for a job. Rather than going in with a patchwork approach and just adding layers when you need them, having a really concise grade plan can make or break your productivity in session. My approach relies on a template of custom layers, which I call a blank stack. This blank stack is a blueprint for all of my grades. Let's have a look at how I build my blank stack, along with a couple of tips on how you can improve yours. You'll notice first that my stack is divided into sections, each marked by headings. These headings are actually disabled layers that provide structure to the stack. So for example, if I want to add a sky key, rather than just putting it anywhere, I add it to the keys section here. And it will be the same with shapes and mattes. You'll also notice that these headings are numbered by increments of 100. This method allows me to add a really large number of layers without messing up the numbering system from shot to shot. So sometimes on VFX shows, I'll have like 50 different mattes and shapes on a certain shot, and you don't want that number to change, especially if you're copy and pasting between shots or you're trying to navigate via the panel. Now let's build a smaller version of my stack so you can follow along and create your own. We want to start by creating a custom heading layer. This will give our stack its structure. Now this is going to be very similar to my last video on custom layers, but we're going to start by inserting a fresh layer by pressing P. And then what we want to do is remove every operator that we can and then bypass what's left. So I'm going to go through and remove all the operators, close all the gaps, and I'm going to bypass this base grade that's left. So this essentially gives us a layer that's completely bypassed. We can't accidentally add a grade or bump it. Now I'm going to give this layer a name. I'm going to call it heading. I'm also going to color it black. And then I think it's really important when saving things to your gallery that your layer is always numbered number 1. If this had layer number 50 here or something like that, it would completely break the numbering of your stack. So when inserting layers, make sure it's number 1. So I'm going to grab that to my gallery, name it up. So now what I want to do is recall this, I'm going to say 5 times, and that will give us the basis for our stack. Now what we need to do is go through and rename and renumber all of these layers. Make sure your numbering is a high enough increment so you don't accidentally start renumbering different sections of your stack. So I like using 100, but use whatever works for you. I think it's also really important to note that you should always renumber your layers with this layer section over here on the right. If you were to say renumber your layer just using the name, say if I was to make this layer number 700, you can quickly see that if I insert a new layer, it doesn't actually follow the numbering. It's all driven from this layer section over here. So now we've got the structure for our stack, it's time to start inserting some layers. So I've got some custom layers saved to my gallery. I'm going to insert my balance layers here where I have balance, primaries and secondary all customized, and also my look section. And there you have it, a custom blank stack with personalized layers ready for your projects. If you want a head start, you can download a BLG of my stack from the link in the description.